All right, let's do a problem where we're just going to straight up write a Taylor series using the formula. This one says f of x is the square root of x, and we want the approximation for the square root of 3. So that's like f of 3, okay? We're going to use the second degree Taylor polynomial about x equals 4. That means c is 4, our center of that approximation. Okay, so anytime you're writing a Taylor polynomial, start out by writing out the formula. So f of c plus f prime of c times x minus c plus f prime prime of c x minus c squared over 2 factorial. And that's all we have to do because it only wants us to go up to the second degree. Now, in order to use this formula, it looks like I'm going to have some of these derivatives. So I'm going to take some derivatives. I'll do some scratch work over here to the side. I know f of x equals the square root of x. Okay, and then I need f of c, c equals 4, so I'm going to find f of 4 also, which is the square root of 4, which is 2. Okay, I'm also going to need f prime of x. F of x is square root, which is x to the 1/2, so f prime will be 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. And if I rewrite that to make it a little easier to see what that means, it's going to look like that. But I need f prime of c, which is 4. So f prime of 4, I'm going to plug in 4. 1 over 2 times the square root of 4 is 1 over 2 times 2, or 1 over 4. And it looks like I only need one more. I need the second derivative. So I think it's easier to go from this exponent notation. So I'll multiply, that'll be negative 1/4 x to the negative 3/2. But I'm going to rewrite it so it's easier to plug in the values. So 1/4, this will be the square root of x to the 3rd. And okay, so my second derivative at x equals 4, f prime prime of 4, I'll plug in 4 to that. I get negative 1 over 4 times the square root of 4 cubed, which is negative 1 over 4 times 2 cubed, negative 1 over 4 times 8, or negative 1 over 32. Now that I have those derivatives, I'm just going to go ahead and plug into my formula to write my series here. So f of c, that's f of 4, we had 2, plus f prime of c, or f prime of 4 was 1/4. This will be x minus 4. Plus f prime prime was actually negative 132. 1 over 32, and then x minus 4 squared over 2 factorial. So we've now written the second degree Taylor polynomial. And it wanted me to use that to approximate the value of the square root of 3. Check out my function. This is square root of x. I want square root of 3. So I'm going to plug in 3 for x in my polynomial. So I'll get 2 plus 1/4, 3 minus 4, minus 1 over 32, 3 minus 4 squared over 2 factorial is just 2. And I'm pretty sure this is a no calculator question, so we'll just keep going by hand here. 3 minus 4 is negative 1, so this is 2 minus 1/4. And then, okay, 3 minus 4, negative 1 squared is just positive 1. So this will be minus 1 over 1/32 divided by 2 is going to be 1 over 64. And in order to solve this, I'm going to have to put it all in terms of 64ths. So 2 64ths is going to be, that'll be 128 over 64. And then this will be minus 16 over 64 minus 1 over 64. This might be a calculator question. And if I put that all together, I end up with 111 over 64, which is an answer choice. That's answer choice B.